My
I picked
brain.
it up and she flipped it for me.
Yeah. My brain needs.
Is it a shield?
They're not even watching. I was like, did we start?
A sticky laundry basket?
Yes!
Yes!
All right. So we're talking about trying to connect with the community
Oh.
with immediate needs. So we already have the food pantry, so if a group, someone needs food, we have that available. Within the church, we have the discretionary fund. So we're talking about doing a laundry day. Partnering up with one or two of the local laundromats. There's one on Chestnut that we're hoping to get in touch with, and one in Grafton. Cindy Thompson's already talked to each of them once. They expressed interest at the time. Now we got to kind of nail them down and see if that's for real. It would be 2 or 3 hours, maybe longer. But I found a group online called Laundry Love, and they suggest 2 or 3 hours. And then probably 2 or 3 loads per family. Right. And then you would also, in the laundromat, you would have a table set up that, number one, tell us who's hosting it, have snacks, maybe a side table for kids stuff to do, that type of thing. But that there is, in fact, a need for people to get in and to do their laundry. That is an expense that not everybody can factor in every week. So we're able to give them a few loads on us. So we would need to work with, I'm going to put my plan is to put donation boxes out at Midview Drugs, IGA, possibly Sparkle, and both Dollar Generals, telling them we need laundry soap, fabric softener, all those types of things, and then working on a way of collecting change. Angie from Midview Drugs is going to donate pill bottles that are the right size for quarters. We're thinking, the original idea was the mini M&Ms and the tubes is exactly the right size for your quarters. It's very expensive. Tubes are cheaper. But we kind of want to still do the candy thing. We're talking about maybe going to Costco and getting a big bag of M&Ms or something. And if I wait until after Valentine's Day, I might catch something on sale. So, and then putting a sticker on it that explains, what we're doing and why we're, here's a little treat for you. Thank you for your consideration. Would you return it to us full of quarters so that we can pay for the thing? So then you have a person who stands there, goes to the machine with the person, let them put their stuff in, quarters in, turn them on, do the thing, pour in the soap, all that kind of stuff. Publicity, once we don't have a date nailed down just yet. Number one, we need to see what's going to work for the laundromats. The Laundry Love people suggest an off day. Don't pick a day that's the busiest day for them and try to throw in free washes for people. Pick a day that's off peak hours. What else? Funding, again, some additional funding. We're thinking possibly outreach or food pantry. Food pantry because this is an immediate need, same as food, and we've got the money there. So we'll talk about that. Outreach, of course, because we're reaching out to people, helping them out. Yeah, I think that's the biggest. Any questions?
You would advertise it with like posters?
Poster, well, again, word of mouth seems to be good enough, at least to start with. Apparently Open Door did it. Cindy talked to her friend who did it through Open Door in North Olmsted, and they said, we didn't do any extraordinary publicity. It was word of mouth from people within the church, which they have a bigger congregation than we do, so they reached a few more people. But we're thinking between Tammy Hammond, our connection at Midview Schools, and Chris, letting the social services know, Salvation Army know. But at this time, we're not thinking about putting in like the paper or anything like that. We'll see how the first one goes. If we want to do another one, Laundry Love says, well, we kind of thought, you would do it every month. So we'll see about that. We're also saying, if we put this out to the Association of Churches, we'd like to start this. Will you guys be in it with us?
You can take a month, so we have to take a month.
Right, it's like, okay, everybody, see how many people are interested and go. But again, hopefully making those connections and bringing more people to Christ, whether it's to North Eaton Christian Church or to one of the other churches, but start making those connections. So, and another thought with that, we actually started with showers. We'd like to be able to give people showers. Well, we don't have the facilities
No, we
here. We don't know whatever. What I've seen on Facebook is people have shower trailers that they take to where homeless people are or congregate or whatever. But that's very expensive and extra time consuming. This is something that, somebody already has a facility, we would just borrow. So, that's our idea, which we're moving forward.
Okay, who wants to present another idea?
Yeah, the other thing
Joe Glad, yes. Run, Glad, run.
We're thinking of a bonfire hot dog sing-along. And we're thinking of having it on Saturday, September 14th, from like 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And we'd have the bonfire out back. If it rains, we would move it to the pavilion. If there's enough people, we'd move it inside and use the fireplace. But can't really do marshmallows and hot dogs on the fireplace, but we do marshmallows and s'mores and a sing-along doing camp songs and songs that anybody likes. I think if it works out, it may could be an annual thing.
So this is sort of like a church picnic?
Somewhat like a church picnic, but
More of a fall kickoff, to kick off the whole fall.
Good, thank you.
It could be like a picnic.
Thank you.
All right, so the concept that we've been kicking around on was kind of is a conglomerate. I'm gonna dub it the health program. So both physical, spiritual, marriage, financial, things that will get us in shape, change the way we are currently to better ourselves and move ourselves forward. And of course, the physical, obviously, better eating, better exercising. We already have walking groups here. We have exercise groups here. So start with those, looking at September, first part of September. For those that are willing to work at it, it's a 12-week program, and that would end in a 5K at the Turkey Trot up in Avon. So that's an option for those that are a little more game, so to speak. Take a little fun on the words. We already have things such as biking that we do. We bike to the Winking Blizzard. We've had some canoe trips. We've had some zip lining, different functions like that to get you out and get you moving. A couple other things that have been added to it after we kind of started the concept is to go ahead and have some programs for the aged, elderly, to work with probate and how to deal with that and how to set things up heading that way, or to possibly limit the amount of headache for when a death does occur. looking at things such as the Daniel Plan and or Weight Watchers, which is, the Daniel Plan is more of a spiritually based, holistic program to get you in the right frame of mind to start the correct eating habits, working into the physical side about some exercising, but in the faith-based, and it's based off of the book of Daniel, so hence the spiritual side of it from there. We've done some things in the past, like Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage, so maybe bringing one of those type of programs back and seeing if we can have a little fun with everything that goes on. So basically looking at trying to improve ourselves. We don't have to look at it greatly, but just a little bit at a time to make ourselves better. So taking our faith journey, taking it a little bit farther, as well as all the rest of the aspects in our lives. No particular start dates on it. A lot of legwork has to happen. Because a couple of other things that were looked at is dealing with talking with pharmacists or psychologists to help with different pieces of this puzzle, from the spiritual and mental side of it. So we will keep you up to date as it gets a little more development and honed in there. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one. So I am thinking about a concert, but it's still in a very early stage, so I don't know if it's gonna happen. But so last year I did a big concert, Why Not concert, which I invited secular bands. So I'm wondering, and that's happening. The secular things are happening too, like continue to happen with the we're doing monthly concert series. So I think I am gonna try to put together a concert that is kind of like a praise and worship band, like really like a revival type. I don't know what revival is anymore, but revival is like, people get together and get like through music, like really get excited about, spiritual things. So I am talking to the praise and worship band at NECC that I actually got training. My first training was that band. So I don't know if they would be interested in doing that here with me. So I think because this church, I try to bring the praise and worship music, but it's a totally different kind of music from other church music that's been done in a way that is participatory. So, the praise and worship music is really, really simple music usually, like simple chords and things. So if you're just like sitting back and like watching it or listening to it, it just seems really boring because it's like F chord, C chord, G chord, F chord, C chord, G chord type thing. But I think that is on purpose so that people can participate. It's an inclusive music that you don't have to be a virtuoso pianist or keyboardist or singer to participate. And unless you get to participate in it as a whole congregation and have that spiritual experience, it's a hard music to get to know without having that experience. And I think that I want to bring that into this church because a lot of newer churches, big churches with younger families, they do that. They have that program, and I want to bring that program to here. And I'd like to have that current members to know that music and hopefully appreciate and participate in that music. And I think the best thing is to bring the musicians that know how to do that and have been doing that and be really good at that, and to bring that music here. So hopefully that will happen sometime this year. That's it.
Right tag onto that. It's come up already. Nikki mentioned the idea of a monthly concert series, and we're just starting this process, but we do have things. We're aiming for the early part of the month. We're we're shooting for a day when we can say everybody can expect the first Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. something will be happening here that's worth coming to. For now, we'll take them when we get them. So for March, we're going to have the solo and ensemble group on the Saturday after the first Sunday of the month. They'll be doing their recital work in the sanctuary. The week after that, or the month after that, ooh, scary stuff. Month after that, Diana has arranged and thrown the door open to her Cleveland songwriting group, and maybe she can speak to that for a second. For April, we are looking at what are we looking at for April? It's on the calendar.
That's the summer.
I meant May. I had something in my head for May. Anyway, it's starting to roll out. So watch for it. In June is the Glory Way. And then we'll have the hiatus in the summer, except for if we can pull off this big event. I can see a great pig roast. I mean, just people going crazy and having a good time in the parking lot. Well, not the lot. Maybe the grass around it. So keep that in mind. We'll have other things coming along. Diana, you want to say something about the April? Okay. It'll be fun. It's going to be kind of coffee house style. And then I had another item here to pass on. We've talked about it before and started to try to kick it off with the Blue Christmas service. But we will be offering a grief group the first Thursday night of every month, starting this next month at 7 p.m. It'll be a time of worship and then an open conversation area. This does not impinge on the group. We have a widows group that already meets for lunch once a month, and that's wonderful, but those kinds of groups kind of max out at a certain size. And so we want to offer a new doorway and offer it to the community, that people can come to a safe place, have some devotional time together, and just be able to talk and let the group build itself. And those kinds of things are cyclical and they'll come and go. But that is now finally on the calendar.
And I think you said you were going to maybe promote that to local funeral homes?
Yes, yeah, we'll take that there the same way we did with the Blue Christmas. So we will get the word around for those who might come from a non-church background.
Anything else? Well, here's what I was working on a little bit. Many years ago when Sharon Kiesel was here, we had a ministry fair. Does anyone remember that? We had the whole area back here just filled with service-providing organizations. One of the things that I wrote down here is ministry opportunities. We need to educate people on their need to serve. And part of the spiritual gifts lessons that we've learned over a number of years now. Everyone should know what some of their spiritual gifts are and should be able to determine one of the areas that you can minister to others. So we need to educate people on what their gifts are, and then we need to provide opportunities for that. And whether we invite a group of people in again to set up displays, or if we collect materials together onto a table or a stand full of brochures, give people an opportunity to exercise their ministries. We talked about teaming with others. We have opportunities with the region and with camp. We have opportunities to team with the Scouts on some things. Opportunities to meet with the church association in Eaton. And within our denomination, like we are with Ash Wednesday. So, anyway, there's no date on that. What need a champion really to help organize that and put something together. If we were to put together any kind of an event, ministry fair, I would think it'd be late spring, something like that. So, anyhow, that's my pitch.
A couple more thoughts. Among the events that are not scheduled but have been requested before, and this is purely as a way to help increase our connections with people. proposal would be to offer an open mic talent show kind of thing. And the recommendation here was it be youth. I'm thinking if we could get our youth together around the concept of leading it and maybe open it to anybody. I don't know. But we have talked about doing a talent show, and it just hasn't happened, at least since I've been here. The other thing that I wanted to run past you as well is gone from my mind. Oh, I know what it was.
A memory group?
Well, this is kind of an internal thing. We need to educate ourselves as a congregation about our denominational outreach, because I don't think we get it. And because of that, it's hard to be enthusiastic about it. And I want us to know the system, at least among the leadership of the church. It'd be important also, when I say that, to be aware that when we do outreach giving, that we do have ways to direct money toward those particular efforts as well as the local ones. So we have to be a little more consistent, but I think we don't have a clear understanding of Disciples Mission Fund and how that works. So I'd like to spend at least 30 minutes of a session sometime with the council or congregational meeting or something to have that opportunity to just kind of give an overview that's clarifying. And now I'm done.
Okay. Let me ask you all, did you feel that this was something worth coming to, something that we got some benefit out of? I know everyone had a chance to talk and shoot some ideas around, and it's good when you can have more than just 2 or 3 people working on any one idea.
And we didn't have to have a hallway meeting on Sunday morning.
Right. Well, I appreciate all of your time that you spent coming here and the ideas that you put on paper. If we come out of here with 1 or 2 workable programs, that's a huge success. So everything, save all the notes, we'll let them brew a little bit.
Thank you for planning a meeting, Stu.
Thank you. Be sure and take the event forms with you. If you want more,
Well, the last thing on the calendar here, or the agenda, is David's closing remarks.
Well, that was my closing remark.
Thank you, Lord, for the food.
Can I put one thing?
Yeah.
I think in about a month, we should all get together, that's planning everything, and see where we're at, and if they need help or volunteers.
I need baked goods April 7th.
Well, I was thinking that
April 7th.
if we take seriously what we're putting on these forms and link them to work groups or committees within the church, we could have that open contact from those leaders to whoever's doing whatever the events are, and just get our heads together like a cabinet of half a dozen people to touch base on how those plannings are going. I mean, I'm good for another free-for-all as far as I'm concerned, but getting people in the same room is hard. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. I think we do need to follow up, and it's going to be probably more incumbent on myself, Polly, Kathleen, to ride herd on some of those dates so that we stay ahead promotionally and otherwise. So that'll be the job.
Closes.
Yep. Let's pray. Praise to you, O God, for you are the one who moves us. You are the one who calls us forward. You are the one to whom we give our lives, our hopes, our dreams. We ask you to fill us with your desired future for this congregation and our service in this community. Help us to be aware and alert to your spirit and guided by your truth. For we give ourselves to you in Christ's name. Amen. And again, thank you, Stuart, for planning all of this. I appreciate it. All of you who came.
And Laura for the food.
Thank you.